Good morning, everyone. This is Andrea from My World by Andrea, and I'm sitting here with, are you ready for this, guys? Meredith Wild. Okay? I know, I can't believe it either. I worked hard. Meredith Wild. Okay? So, she's here. She's going to speak with us, and I know you're all going, ee, okay? But she's going to talk to us a little bit about what's going on in her world, what she's doing here at RT. If we're in RT in Reno, if you don't remember me telling you all of that, and where you can find her, and anything new and exciting she has coming out, and any new books and stuff that's coming out. And hopefully her fans will be able to follow her if they're not already following her, and all the new fans that she's going to get. So we're going to start by asking her a very simple question here. What's new and exciting at RT that you're bringing to your fans and new fans?
Well, it's kind of tricky as an author because sometimes you have a release that comes very quickly after RT, so that's just the way the timing happened this year that I have a very exciting release on Monday.
Of course.
So unfortunately I don't have the books here to share with my readers, but there has been a lot of excitement around the Red Ledger, which is a series that I've been working on for a couple of years, and I'm finally starting to put it out there. So that's kind of my good news.
Where can they find the release? We're at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. Where can they find it?
Right. So normally I write full-length novels. I'm structuring this series a little bit differently, more like a serial. So you can read the first 3 installments on ebook, and then the first 3 will be combined into a print volume that will be available on August 7th. But you can start the series and dive in and get to know the characters next Monday.
Cool. Okay, so we'll have to go check that out. Everybody go look and see, pre-order it now if you can. It's up for pre-order?
Yep, it's on all the usual platforms.
All right, and go pre-order it so it shows up in your Kindle Monday morning.
That's right.
Bright and early, you can have your coffee and read her book with it. And then what else do we have coming out? Like any other book signings this year? Are you going to be anywhere else? What new other books do you have coming out possibly?
Yeah, I have a pretty light year for events, but I am doing PennCon in St. Louis in September. And
that's where I live.
Oh, awesome.
We'll be there.
I'm a keynote speaker, actually, so I'm really excited about that.
Oh, that's right, I knew that. Oh my God, yes, I knew that. I knew that, honest, I did.
So, and then I'm doing my 3rd year doing Shameless in Orlando, which is a really huge fun event, and I always sponsor the big costume party at the end of the signing, which is a good excuse to dress up.
I hear that that's legendary.
It
that
really
party.
is.
I've heard a lot about those parties.
Yeah, and they do such an amazing job organizing it. They always wow me.
Good. And then any other, I know you had the book coming out Monday. And then is there anything else coming out the rest of the year? Even though I know you're busy, you're swamped, but is there any other books possibly at the end of the year that might be?
Right now, I'm really focused on Red Ledger. So the first print volume comes out in August. The second print volume, I believe, comes out in October. There's so many release dates that they're a little hard to keep in my head.
That's okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much where my focus is this year.
If you go to her Facebook page, which she'll give you that information in just a little bit, you can follow. It'll have all the dates and different things on it, and you follow her everywhere and get all the information you need. And then I had submitted a series of questions to Meredith ahead of time, so we have a little bit different interview. Like the readers, the listeners are like, thank God, because it's been the same questions all over. But I had asked her a different series of questions, like if she wasn't a writer, what job would she have? And what would be her dream job that she would have? And I know you probably had some time to think about that. And you may have known right off the bat what it would have been.
Well, before I started writing, I was in software development. So I had my own business that started just from my kind of casual hobby interest in graphic design, which I was passionate about, and it sort of evolved into this other business that I wasn't so wild about eventually. But there were elements of that I was really passionate about, like, the marketing and the branding, and they're things that, like, I've carried into my new business and what I do for publishing now. And I'm just starting now to kind of see the parallels between the things that I was really excited about doing before and how I'm still doing those things. So honestly, if I wasn't writing books, I would hope that I would still be in like branding and marketing and, just, that visual brand that's so important.
Okay. And I always ask the other question, what job would you not ever want to have? And I get a variety of answers on that one.
You know what? I was thinking about that earlier, and I was like, well, I just have to go down a list of my phobias. I thought, I would be an awful lifeguard because I really don't like swimming.
You don't want to swim, okay. Okay. Usually I was an accountant.
Okay.
Okay, and an auditor in that.
Yeah.
And that's usually like, oh God, I wouldn't want to be an accountant.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
well, in a way,
but it
I feel
takes
like
everybody, you know, it's to do different things. Like I couldn't be a writer, okay, you know. So I'm glad that you're here writing books, and then all the other authors are here writing books, because it gives me something to do, and I love to read. But and then I'm trying to think what all the questions were that I asked you. I can cheat. She brought the list here, so I can cheat. We already discussed your new books and that, and I haven't asked you that. What made you decide to become a writer? Because you said you were into graphic design and that. What, like, some people will say that, you know, that, well, if this person can write a book, I can write a book, and it's not always that simple. But what thought process, or what made you decide, okay, I can write a book?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a hard question to answer sometimes, because I feel like I had, the beginnings of me being a writer started when I was pretty young, because I was always like writing stories, and even through college, I had that sort of romantic idea of being a writer. And then, of course, real life happens, and, you have kids, and you get married, and,
Only
you have a job.
Only in the movies do you see this type of romance, right?
Right, yeah. And so I kind of came back to my love of writing through reading. And I had never really been huge into like fiction reading or genre fiction, but I started picking up romance novels and really enjoying them, and found that they were like a great escape for me with, my regular job. It was nice to just get out of my head.
Sure.
And then, at some point I just thought, I have a degree in English, and I'm enjoying these books, and I'm kind of coming up with some ideas like of what I would do if I would, how would I write a book that I would really enjoy reading.
Sure.
And that's, basically one day I just had this idea. I'm like, well, I think maybe I could do this. And I started to in, little pockets of time. I had a really little, like, closet-sized office in my house, and my kids were really little. They were like 1, 3, and 5. And so somehow between that and the business, I carved out some time at night to start writing Hardwired, my first book, and then the rest is kind of history.
Of course, I love all your books.
Well,
I've read all of your books, but Hardwired, I still have that on my Kindle, and I reread it periodically. Because, and then when I started letting people know that I had an interview with you, they're like, what? Because I have some of them are floating around, because it's one of these things, and I said it, and since I'm a PA for another author that's here, all my friends go like, well, we can go with you, because they think, because I know different authors, like, okay, we know them too, So when I told them I was interviewing you, they said, okay, we're going to be there. Okay, we'll hold the notepad for you, we'll hold the camera for you, and then you can do the interview. Well, I don't see them anywhere, so I don't know where they went.
In the woodwork.
I don't know where they went. They're here helping Eden Bradley.
Oh, okay.
So they're probably off with Eden doing something. I mean, because she's running around like crazy too, along with everybody who's running around crazy. So Saturday, all the fans are coming.
Yes.
Book signing. Where are you going to be at in that mismatch? And I don't even know what room they have you guys in.
I have no idea.
Nice.
I haven't even looked yet.
Nice.
I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants on this event.
Now,
I will be there somewhere.
A lot of the authors are going, I don't know where they're going to put me.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going to be. And I'm like, okay. But I said, they tell me that's total craziness.
Oh, it is. It's such an intense signing. And they pack you in like little sardines.
And I've seen pictures from years before, and I'm like, oh my gosh, all those people.
Yeah.
I hear that the authors were usually exhausted.
Oh yeah.
At the end, but it probably does your heart good to see all these people come that know your work, that appreciate your work, and then they're going like, "Oh my God, it's Meredith,"
Well,
and they
writing
get all
is such
excited.
yeah, I mean, writing is such a solitary occupation.
Sure.
So, and many of us are introverts.
Sure.
So, like, coming out and doing this kind of thing is like
It's
a little
difficult.
scary.
It is. It is.
But putting ourselves out there and, yeah, getting to see our readers face to face is so special and, um, motivating,
Sure, and I'm sure like a lot of the fans, they have something that may have been going on in their life when they picked up your book,
Yeah.
and they read it, and they like to share that story
Yeah.
with the authors. I'm sure, to let them know that you helped me through this
Right.
time, and it does your heart good to hear like,
Absolutely.
oh, that was nice. I was just in a time of crisis in her life and helped her, or I was she was in a needed a little bit of motivation, and I helped her, with it. Another question I've been asking a lot of the authors is that what words of wisdom or words you could tell a new writer that is getting ready to release their first book or have already released their first book, and I'm sure you remember back what that was, whether positive or negative, time in your life, but I'm sure you learned from it.
Yeah.
And what would you like to tell the new authors about what you think the most important points are?
Yeah, I mean, giving advice on that kind of thing is difficult because everybody's different and
Sure.
they have different circumstances. But I think that the one sort of universal pro tip I could give would be to keep writing, because I think that sometimes people, I mean, finishing your first book is it's an amazing thrill and it's a wonderful feat to know that you actually crossed the finish line.
Right.
It's hard to do, and I think people tend to gravitate to this event and then kind of linger there.
Sure.
But I think what's important to remember is that you have to keep coming back to your passion of writing and try not to get caught up in like the sales numbers and the marketing and marketing something to death when, it's time to just pick up your laptop and hit the keys for your next book. And I went through that too. I mean, I had an exciting first release with Hardwired, but, I remember when things sort of lulled down, it was like, okay, well, the buzz sort of settled, and I was like, well, what now?
Yeah.
Like, start writing the next one.
Do I write another one, or
But I mean, I knew I wanted to, because regardless of the success of the book or where, my trajectory was, I knew that deep down I had a new passion for writing, and that was what I had to keep coming back to, was my love of writing and putting the books out. And I think that if you are true to that and you keep doing that, the readers will come, your following will happen, and, stay true to your passion.
Yeah. See, guys, that's all you got to do. Just do what she said, and then hopefully you can become a success like she is. Okay, where can your fans find you at? Are you new fans, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram?
Yeah. Well, I'm a total Facebook junkie, so I'm always on Facebook, and I have a reader group called Team Wild that I'm very active in. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram quite a bit. Meredith Wild Meredith, pretty easy to find me. Or all my links can be found at meredithwild.com, my website.
There you go. And all you got to do is be a stalker, follow her everywhere, and you have a newsletter?
I do. Yeah,
okay.
I'm pretty active and communicative, and I try to keep up with everybody as best I can.
Okay, so you can get a newsletter from her. See, there you go. You can show all your friends, like, look, I know her. Okay, I get a personal email every month, or however often it comes out, and you can tell everybody, I know Meredith Wild, But I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. I know it's craziness, and I've been talking with your PA, and so her and I have been going back and forth. So this wasn't easy, guys, to get her to sit down for a little bit. And but I appreciate you taking the time, and I know all your fans will enjoy the YouTube video, and hopefully we get you some new fans. But I think everybody probably already knows you anyway. And it's been an honor for you to sit down with me, because I have been a fan of yours for as long as I first started reading your books, which was a little bit after you had already had them out.
Yeah.
And Hardwire was the first thing that I've read, and from that first page, it was like, okay, anything that comes out, I click it and I buy it. And but I really do appreciate you coming here, and I can't wait to see what else you have coming out and read your new books that are out. But that's it for this afternoon, guys. say goodbye to Meredith, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.